What do you do when the brook dries up? This was the question that I asked myself 3 months ago when I moved from Chicago to Charlotte, North Carolina for the first time. At age 35, I was witnessing many of the brooks in my life dry up. The job that I once enjoyed, the relationships that I once depended on, the third spaces where I found a sense of purpose and community, those things were no longer fulfilling, and I knew that it was time for a change. I had never lived anywhere other than the Midwest, but I knew that if I was going to become the woman that I knew in my heart I was set to be, that I needed a new environment. And maybe that is how you feel right now. I think many times we discount how much our success and our personal well being can be dependent upon our environment. And so God will cause the brooks in our lives to dry up. The things, the people, the environments that we depend on for provision and for a sense of safety and security will often dry up before our eyes. And that's usually an indication that it is a time of transition. You're not in lack for lack's sake, but you're often in lack to be a prophetic trigger for you to make the next move and take the next leap of faith that will lead you to the most abundant season that you have ever experienced in your life. When God was raising his children and causing them to inherit a land that flowed with milk and honey, they first had to journey through a wilderness or a desert. And it wasn't because that was where they were supposed to live permanently, but it was transitory and it was a season that indicated that there was something better on the way. And when God does not want us to get settled in a land, he will cause there to not be enough provision for us to set up shop there forever. As humans, we have a tendency to idolize our stability. It keeps us from making the faith moves that will get us to our answered prayer. And so it's important for you, if you're in a place of transition, to know that whatever lack you're experiencing relationally, financially, is not permanent, but it's an indication that God has something better for you. And I believe that it's on the way. So when the brook dries up, when the ravens are no longer there to feed you, when you feel like maybe there's a shortage of favor or a shortage of clarity, you have to begin to go internal and build a home within your own spirit where you can begin to hear more clearly and you can begin to get the next set of instructions that will lead you into the season where your abundance lives. You are called to thrive. You are called to health. You are called to more. And the fact that there is a yearning and a longing for something bigger than what you're currently seeing and experiencing is confirmation of the more that God wants to do in you first, but then all around you. So don't be discouraged by what you feel like you've lost. Don't be distracted by the grief from the brook. Don't spend too much time grieving the ravens. Don't spend too much time grieving the friendships, because the next place that I believe you are headed to has an abundance of everything that you need. You are only lacking because you're in the middle and you're just passing through. So don't try to build monuments in a season where God just wants you to build a tent and to enjoy and embrace this journey and begin to rediscover the wonder and begin to embrace what it is to be curious again and to be open to adventure again and to be open to opportunity again, because it won't always be like this. It can be tough to feel like you're not where you thought you would be by now. You're not hitting your milestones and your mile markers, but this place is only temporary. There is something bigger, there is something more expansive, there is something that looks like your promise on the other side of this season, but it takes for you to hold on to the vision and to not get weary in your well doing, because just because you lack it now does not mean that your reaping is not on the way. So stay focused.